Hello, everyone. Welcome to an episode of Three Nerds on a Sunday, where three nerdy friends talk about all things nerd, geek, and pop culture related. I am one third of the nerd, Sonny. The other two that make up this table is Manny and Frank. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Look at us do this podcast again. Look at us. Just
Welcome
look at
to a lovely evening
us.
with
Or
three
is it morning?
nerdy people.
Or is it not even the day we say it was? Nope.
Oh.
Never is.
We'll never know. Oh, hi, Mark.
We are on a 59 episode streak.
Oh, look
Hey-o.
at that.
Tomorrow is 60.
Look at that.
We deserve some kind of reward.
Maybe.
Maybe a Shutter sponsorship. Maybe
That'd be nice, you know.
something.
These guys. All right. Do we want to get right into the noticias?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Let's just jump
Channel
into-
44 or channel 60? 60, right? Is the other one?
I believe so. 44
Which-
all day.
Which channel are we? Okay, 44.
I'll go first. Apparently, Sony casts the main attraction for Kraven the Hunter. Himself, Kraven the Hunter is going to be played by none other than Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Man. He's
Um,
back, eh?
yeah. So does this tell us this is not a part of the MCU? Does this tell us that maybe, someone could look like someone else? I don't
Weird,
know
right?
about this one. Yeah, this one makes me a little nervous for Spider-Man staying in the MCU.
Yeah, I
There's
think so.
a lot of talks right now, rumors and stuff going around that they're more open to crossovers with the Marvel universe and having their own Spider-Verse still.
Mhm.
So is a lot of stuff in the air right now, a lot of talk. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not necessarily what's the word I'm looking for, turned off by the casting, but it is a interesting one to say the least.
I might be turned off on the
So, I mean,
casting.
we could be a young Craven. Maybe before he becomes Craven the Hunter, he becomes Craven the not so Hunter. I don't know.
What? You didn't see that coming?
But he's playing Russian again, right?
I don't know
Yeah.
what he something, but
It's Quicksilver as
Uh,
Kraven the Hunter.
because I don't think we have a synopsis of the story yet, right? It's just Craven.
No. This
Yeah.
is the first time we heard such casting for such film.
Okay, yeah. So, well, like I said, I guess I want to get more detail on the story. Kind of either I'll be a little more enthusiastic or like, nope, this is a big no for me. So, we'll see.
Hmm.
What do you think about it, Frank? What are your thoughts?
I mean, all I want is Sinister Six, and it sounds like they want to do that. It's just we don't know if it's going to be any good.
Yeah, but we need Spider-Man for Sinister Six.
I'd rather MCU be in charge, but okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
What
Yeah.
can we do, right?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing, Franklin. Nothing. Just sit down and watch and not spend our money. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll just
Me.
take- Oh, here you go next.
Okay.
He's very
Thanks.
enthusiastic.
Let's
I
go.
kind of. There's a bunch of Pokemon release dates coming out.
Gotta catch 'em up, Pokemon.
Diamond and Pearl, which
Nope.
are the remakes. I think they're called. Let me see. What are they called? Well, I frantically typed into Google what they are called. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Oh, well,
These are coming out November 19th.
sure.
And I never played these versions, so I might be interested in this.
I think this was the version that was maybe the last one I bought until the resurgence of Pokemon, I think.
hmm
Yeah.
Do you remember liking it? Did you finish it?
Yeah, because it's Pokemon, but by the time this came out, the Pokemons were kind of weird, and I didn't have the same drawn to the legendary monsters like I did before.
Yeah.
But I did pick the four-legged one. I remember that. But
Sure.
I think this was Yeah, kind of like the turtle looking thing. But I think this was the last generation before I like stopped.
Now looking at the
I
graphics, it looks like a DS game. Like it doesn't look like Let's Go Pikachu,
Oh, really?
which that one to me looks like a really good. That's why I wanted Gold and Silver to be like that too.
Well, if you're gonna talk about the other game I'm looking more forward to, and I might purchase it.
Which one? The Legends Aqueous or something like that?
That was your segue into saying yes, Manny. Thank you. The next part of my news is that the second game coming out in the first half year of 2022 is.
My brain don't work like that.
That's fine.
January 20th, 2022.
What is the name of the game?
Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is supposed to be the open world one.
Are you excited, Sonny?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I enjoyed Sword and Shield for what they were. I mean, they are watered down versions of Pokemon games. But yeah, I mean, if
I thought you spoke highly than what you just said with Sword.
I did, but then I ended up playing Silver again one day because I'm like, you know what? I kind of like because like that. I think for a good number of people think Silver is like one of the best versions. I ended up playing them like, damn,
Gold, sir, gold.
Kind of, well.
So why? What was different? If you could try to explain it.
Well, Silver.
I wonder if it was something that actually the game did, or your memories of those Pokemons.
No, like in Sword and Shield, it's very the way you pretty much win is if you walk into a gym, if you have one type, which is the weakness of that gym, you can just wipe them out in one go. In Silver, it was a little more in depth than that. I think it was pretty sure it was Silver. It was with the lady and that cow. I'm bad with the name.
Yeah, that's one of them.
It came out of nowhere and like just pain in the ass to beat. And I think like it was like the third gym leader, maybe the second. And you actually had to use thought process, like you had to think about shit and like had to go in there with a certain strategy, not just I'm gonna go in there with the fire type and blow this grass away like for like 5 matches in a row and boom, I'm done. And it just felt more, I guess, balanced because it was focused on like attack and speed and not just fire beats grass and water beats rock. It was more in depth than that. Even if you go back and play like the very first Pokemon game, like you have to travel around and people have to tell you where to go because there's no map, there's no indicator, anything like that. Sword, as soon as you bump the first person, it's that way over that hill, over this thing and that thing you need to do, and now I'll tell you exactly how to do it.
I felt like they didn't try to innovate at all. They're just like, here's another same thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get it. They want to bring a lot more new faces in there, and the way you do that is through kids because we're all the shit already for their demographics. So they probably want to skew a little younger, but yeah, I mean, if they can mix it up a little bit, it doesn't have to be like the hardest game in the world, but they can make it challenging and interesting with the open world aspect. I don't see why not.
Or at least give difficulty levels. I mean,
yeah,
that kid can read easy or hard.
Yeah, kid can play easy. Then
I remember playing like some Sega games, and it like the difficulty levels would say amateur, which I couldn't read when I was like 5. I was like, what the hell does that say? And then the other one said like intermediate, which I just didn't understand, and the other one was I think was expert.
Yeah.
And I would just randomly pick one because I didn't really understand, and then I wasn't having any fun getting the crap kicked out of me. I'm like, what's this say? I'm like, okay, I'll pick this. Let's just get creamed.
What are these foreign letters?
I'm like, you guys know kids are playing this, right? Like, why would you write amateur? Just write easy.
Well, we'll see what happens when they come out. Who has the next piece of news?
I will take that one. The next piece of news. Cobra Kai Season 4 poster teases Terry Silver's return. Terry Silver was the one of the main bad guys in Karate Kid 3. And he was played by Thomas Ian Griffith. You also might remember him from John Carpenter's Vampires. He played Malik, the main evil vampire. Great. I think the actor plays a really good bad guy. He's really good at it. And I don't know if you guys have seen Karate Kid 3, but he's the guy who plays Terry Silver. He's definitely the best part of that movie. And I'm kind of excited to see him back. Yeah. So, and they heavily teased him in the last season. And John Kreese, the actor, actually tweeted on Twitter to him, said, "Hey, buddy, let's go like one more round or like something like that, like at the end of season 3 when it posted on Netflix." So official, looks like he's coming back, and I can't wait for that. So I don't know how you guys feel about it because I don't remember if you guys seen the whole series or not.
I'm at like the middle of season 2 right now.
Okay, that's right. Manny's caught up. Well, it's you, so I know that. But did you guys watch the movies at all? Like, did you watch all 3 movies?
I don't think I have. No.
I've watched number 1. I think that's it.
Okay, so yeah, so I guess this is more for me, but yeah, I'm excited for this.
I'm liking it though. I didn't think I would like it at all.
That's fair.
So I'm glad I am liking it, and I will keep going on. I'm glad they're doing more seasons.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. You'll be like, oh yeah, I meant you.
I mean, I like it enough to keep watching. So.
Oh, yeah. But that's my news, or that one. So I'll kick it up to Manny. Do you have any more, Manny?
I do not have any more, unfortunately.
I will kick it up to Frank for his next piece of news.
Okay. June PlayStation free games for PlayStation Plus subscribers. I thought, Manny, you said that what was it going to be? A game that I just bought, Immortals.
Immortals.
Maybe that's next month. I don't really know. But this month it's something called Operation Tango, which I do not know anything about. It is described as a spy adventure game. Mm-hmm. And there is also going to be Virtua Fighter 5, which I have not played a Virtua Fighter for like 15 years, maybe more.
I love it.
But I like fighting games, so I'll check it out.
You better.
And then you also get Star Wars Squadrons, which I think a lot of people skipped. Yeah, this is all first person though, so if that sounds like shit to you, I don't know what to tell you, but it is pretty cool. I did start playing it in VR and everything, and I did enjoy it. I just haven't been able to play a lot of it. But it's free. It was, I think, $40 when it came out.
Nice.
Which one is for the PS5? And which one's for the 4?
I don't think there's a PS5 exclusive. No, actually, Operation Tango is PS5 only.
Okay.
So
not as much.
4 and 5, you can get Star Wars and Virtua Fighter.
Cool. Get Virtua Fighter 5. Pick it up. Don't forget to pick it up because I think that was the last in the game series before it closed down, unfortunately. Which is, I mean, that's a great game. Has a great roster. It's one of my favorite fighting games. So
I remember it was like I don't know if it was you and me who rented it when we were kids, but I remember it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it was very good.
So I want to see if it's still good. All right, Sonny, you got more?
Well, yes, I do, sir. My next piece of news, announced last year, but it looks like it's some new updates. The next Evil Dead movie is titled Evil Dead Rise, and we've learned from Vanity Fair that this afternoon the movie is going to be heading straight to HBO Max, and I'm excited. I love Evil Dead with a passion. When I first watched the original one, that's what made me want to direct movies when I was little and just like learn everything I could about movies. And it was just like, oh, this is awesome! Look at that, that's so cool. So whenever there's a new project that comes out, I am excited. Minus the first season of Ash vs. Evil Dead. I pretty much loved everything that's come out with everything that is related to the Evil Dead. So,
You like the other seasons of it?
oh, I love season 2 and 3.
Hmm.
They were fantastic.
For some reason, I was like in right away.
Yeah, me too.
But I do recognize that, man, it's pretty crappy looking. Like I mean, it's fine. It's really good.
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I knew that instantly when you watched it. I think
Mhm.
anyone sees that. But that's also the charm of Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's like shoestring budget and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is no Ash, right?
no. I think he officially retired like
Yeah.
after Ash. He's like, nope, no more. I'm too old for this shit. Can't do it no more. But it is going to be produced by Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell themselves. So, and in the director's chair is Lee Cornyn. The only thing that says here in the article says he directed the Hole in the Ground. Don't know who this person is, but
Hmm.
if Sam and Bruce said, "Hey, you can
Yeah.
direct," I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt on this one.
I would do. Any idea when it's coming out?
You know what? That is a great question, and this article does not answer it. So not sure.
Probably they're just still starting to work on it.
Probably
Maybe like 2 more years.
I mean, maybe by next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a series, it's a new movie. So I think it might take maybe 3-4 months, depending on the location.
What was it, series?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, okay.
So so
I
instead
was
of
like, wait, did I just completely like
like
misunderstand everything you just said?
no, it's a
Okay.
new movie.
All
So
right.
and it's on HBO Max. So when it comes out, we're definitely gonna watch that. So
Okay.
100%. I got one more, so I'll kick it up to Frank for his last one.
All right, my last one, Amazon buys MGM.
Yep.
Is that official?
They're really close. I mean, it's like allowed to go through, I believe.
They just need to sign the papers.
Yeah, they just got to sign and give over I think, how much did they buy? 8 million or no? 8 million. That's hilarious. 8.45 billion.
$1 billion, yeah.
Which I don't know if that affects the latest Bond movie to jump onto Prime or what.
It might.
I mean,
But they
maybe
probably want to make some money first in theaters.
they're already losing a shit ton of money as it is. The fact that they haven't put it out yet. I forgot how much it was. It was like
Or
we
even
did
do it first weekend is movie theater.
we did an article about it earlier. I think like during the beginning of the pandemic or something, or in the mid of it, where like they were losing millions of dollars a month for not putting it out.
Oh yeah.
And they kept putting it off and putting it off and still not out. So they're every month they're losing money on it. So this needs to make a bunch of fucking money.
I guess at a minimum you can watch every single Bond movie that was ever made.
Yeah.
Never a bad thing.
It also includes the cable network Epix, which has stuff like Survivor, Shark Tank, Real Housewives.
Man.
So they get some kind of daytime TV in there.
Real World. No, it was
Stuff that
challenge.
Shark Tank's interesting, but it's just like a kind of background thing. But
oh yeah, I mean,
I'm not sure what else they are getting out of it. I guess their back catalog, which outside of Bond, I'm kind of ignorant as far as what they have.
Yeah, ignorant. You're so ignorant.
I am ignorant.
I mean,
it says 4,000 films in their catalog.
I mean, they've been around
17,000 TV shows. So
they got a lot of shit. It's just
I don't know why I can't think of what
they got bad at making money for a long time.
Guess so.
We'll see how it goes, but I mean, good for
Whole Foods cost them 13.7 billion. MGM was 8. Ring was 1. Zappos another 1. PillPack, which I'm not familiar with, 1 billion. Twitch almost $1 billion.
Twitch something.
That's crazy.
That is nuts, man.
$24 billion for all these companies.
That's nuts. I don't even know what to say to
The
that.
Ring guy has got to be pretty happy at this point.
Like, oh, people can hack into our shit. Let's just sell to Amazon. No, it's not my problem.
Yep.
And then is that it with the news, or we got one more?
So
Real
he's got
quick,
one left.
talk about the new Chris Pratt trailer that dropped a couple days ago. The Tomorrow Wars. It's an Amazon exclusive, and it looks like a sci-fi movie with some action in it.
It looks like a sci-fi movie.
it
I feel like I'm at.
the trailer wasn't really cut well together. It focuses on Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt, but like only Chris Pratt.
Look, he's funny. He's charming.
Yeah.
Come watch this movie.
He looked really bored as fucking in this trailer. He was like,
yeah, right.
Hey, my family, like, oh, there's things.
Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?
Yeah, like
it's like sounds like me the whole time. That's why I could never be in the movie. Mr. Monotone can't even tell he's feeling anything.
I am sad. I am mad.
You're a jerk. Okay, you're a jerk.
It teases the aliens or whatever it feeds. Essentially, the trailer is like, hey, one day this future army comes out of nowhere in the middle of a soccer league and goes, hey, humanity's gonna be extinct in about 10, 11 years. We need volunteers to head back into the future and fight these aliens. So who's in? And shenanigans ensues, and Chris Pratt takes up the mantle. And they don't show what the aliens look like specifically, but I'm pretty sure if you like pause it and freeze frame and all that kind of stuff, you can figure it out. But they're kind of keeping that to the chest a little bit.
It's going to be like a third-rate Edge of Tomorrow.
More like a fourth-rate, I think. But
Jesus,
that bad, huh?
I did not like the trailer. This is just I don't know what's on the
going. A bad trailer. I don't know.
And that's the thing, it could be. And if that's the case, you're messing up before you even start. So we'll see how it is.
I feel like their trailers and marketing are never good for their own movies.
Just anything in general, like
even if their stuff ends up being good, it's like
again,
it's just are not selling it.
The Tick should have been pushed and made his big thing because I think it's actually a really good show. But I don't even know if they're going to make any more.
It even went through a voting process and everything.
Yeah,
so, I remember I voted for it. I was like, yeah,
it was good.
Greenlight this baby. So
we'll see how it turns out. I think Amazon has done better with their shows than their movies. So when it turns out, and that is it for my news.
Okie doke. I think we're all done.
Okie doke, artichoke.
All right, have a good night.
So
we got more. Don't you worry.
Let's jump into our nerd outs of the week.
Oh,
who would like to go first with their offering?
I can go.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. I was about to say no one. Well, I guess.
So mine are quick. I just rewatched 3 movies that I've already seen.
Okay.
I rewatched Jackie Brown on HBO Max, so it's recently on there, and you can go check it out if you are so inclined. And it's still just as good as ever. I really like Max Cherry for some reason. I just think he's cool, and I like the actor. I know he passed away recently, so
yeah.
R.I.P. to him. But he was good in this movie. The Ordell character, I felt like he was a little too stupid towards the end during this viewing. But I guess he didn't really have much choice if he really wanted that money, and I guess he didn't expect police to be there. I don't know. But overall, I mean, we all pretty much know this movie. If you do not, it's on HBO Max, so you can go watch it. I definitely recommend it, though.
Absolutely.
It is just like a small crime movie, though. It's just really about, it's not like a world-ending type of film. It's just really about the characters and dialogue. Because
it's a Tarantino film, so that's all you really need to know.
Exactly.
And this is one of his early works, so
yes.
I think it's better and tight than most other stuff he does past a certain point. But
it's a little long, but it is good, though. Very good.
The soundtrack is what got me on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Usually stuff that I'm not like privy
Love
to, I guess you could say. But yeah, soundtrack's on point as usual.
mm-hmm. Oh, the vinyl.
One night I was bored and I was like, let me see what's on Netflix, and I just decided to put The Conjuring 2 on.
Noise.
It was gonna be just a background movie while I did some other stuff, but then I ended up stopping doing that other stuff to watch because it's actually pretty good. Um, I think James Wan did direct this, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes, he did.
and it's got some really cool concepts in it. It's the continuation of the damn it, what are their names? The
And
Warrens. Yes. And I love that it's based on a real paranormal thing. So every once in a while, I always come back to paranormal stuff. So I really like that. But this was actually a lot better than I remember it being. I think I saw this in theaters. I could be wrong. But I think at this point, it's been a while. I only saw it the one time, and I just kind of forgot everything. So it was almost like watching it for the first time again. And turns out, yeah, this is 2016. So we are talking 5 years ago. But yeah, it's on Netflix now. Very good, actually. So I would definitely tell you
Jeez.
guys to go watch that if you want a little horror movie.
I think part 3 comes out next month. Next week.
Oh, for real?
I think June 5th. I think.
I had no idea about that. Oh, that's why, because the devil made you do it. Oh, I see.
HBO Mix.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that, actually.
So, wow, look at that. We
But
plugged
no
it.
Wan, huh?
Wait, who knew? And it's Juan, but yes.
Juan. Sorry, man. I've just shown my ignorance all day today.
Where's Wayne there? Who's this Wayne guy?
Yeah, who's Wan? James Wan.
Yeah, I think I think he's just a producer on it.
He is.
One
Or story and produce, yeah.
because man, that guy knows horror. He really does. He's fantastic.
Very good.
Conjuring 1 is one of my favorites.
2, I would recommend a rewatch of 2. It's still really good.
Oh yeah.
And then you can watch 3, which I love finding out about stuff like that right before it happens because I am impatient. All right,
Yeah.
my last rewatch, and I can't tell you if this is on any streaming service, and I'm just gonna ramble for like 4 seconds while I look it up on justwatch.com. But what I watched was The Transporter, the first one, which is insane that it came out in 2002.
Yeah.
I remember liking this back in 2002, but it kind of doesn't really hold up. It kind of does, kind of doesn't. Like, it is beyond incredibly cheesy. Some of the action still is good. It kind of moves at a quick pace. It did spawn a franchise, which I did not really care for the other Transporter movies. I was still a fan of the first one. I didn't really care for the second and third. But this, I wouldn't necessarily recommend a rewatch. I mean, if you've never seen it, you're probably not going to like it. If you have some nostalgia for it, yeah, if you're a little bored, want an action movie, probably throw this on. But it is kind of an odd little movie. It's just really like awkward stuff, sometimes cheesy and things like that. But it was kind of interesting just to see them back this long ago and stuff like that.
Yeah. I still liked it.
Yeah.
I rewatched
Give it like a 6.
earlier this year, late last year, and I was like, it's actually still it's not bad. I think I don't know the timeline of all his work. This could be like this was his break into like action because
I think it was.
before then he was in like crime dramas and like British films that people over here probably wouldn't even know about because this was free streaming.
Yeah.
Because I think before this it was like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels where people knew him from.
Yeah.
And then this one is like, oh, he can actually kick ass. Oh shit, who knew?
I think this and yeah, this was like one of his first like that, and then he started getting a lot more.
Yeah.
Like Revolver and Crank or Bank Job, and it just didn't stop from there, basically. So yeah, this was kind of the genesis of it, and I could see why it worked for him. I just think the movie itself kind of really weird at times, very cheesy, and I don't know, but I still liked it, and it's worth kind of looking at just to go back that far back. This dude's been at it for 20 years, man.
Long time. Ghost of Mars, still one of my favorite ones.
I like some of the driving in the beginning, some of the fighting, but that was it. I just rewatched those three things randomly because I just couldn't find anything new that I wanted to watch.
Yeah, sometimes it gets hard to pick something new because you're just like, that looks like crap. I don't want to watch it. Or like, I'm not moving this. I don't care.
That's how I am with a lot of the stuff. So
or I started it for like 5 seconds and I'm like, nah.
I'll go ahead with my next. I'll go next. I'll go next with my nerd outs. I did not rewatch anything. I watched 2 movies I never seen. I finished a TV series. I'll start off with the TV series. Last Man Standing with Tim Allen ended this year, and I want to say it was like season 9 or 10 that just ended.
I've seen a little bit.
Yeah, I did thoroughly like the show. It's again, it's a family sitcom, not drama, but they have little drama-esque moments in there. But it's definitely family oriented and dealing with family. I thought they're all funny. The original run, I think, was like 7 seasons, and then they got dropped because of stuff. Won't get into it, but politics.
Is it like real life stuff or what?
Basically, just sum it up. Tim Allen, I think, is a Republican, and people are like, we don't like the views, so cancel the show. So then Fox picked it up for like the last 2-3 seasons, and then I think they actually canceled the show too. So they're like, that's it, you're done.
Yeah. I felt like it was a vehicle for his own thoughts, like constantly putting down people who are not quote unquote manly enough to his standards, I guess. Like it got tiring. Like it was funny and everything. It was just like he's just saying the same thing over and over. Like,
well, that's the thing, and that's what I like about the show is that it says one thing, but the characters kind of learn like, oh, I should probably sit down and stop being an asshole. Now, granted, it's a comedy where he like, oh yeah, I was right, but but like there are moments where he's like, maybe I should. You know what? Let me.
I never got that part.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many seasons or like you watched a couple episodes, whatever. But
just a couple.
I watched the whole thing. So,
how many was it? Like 12?
I want to say like 9, 10 seasons.
Okay.
But I want to focus primarily on the last episode, which I thought I've never seen anyone do it like this. Now I never saw the end of Cheers. Maybe they did it, but I'm not sure. But the last episode deals with Tim Allen's car truck getting stolen, and I'm like, oh, this is a weird last episode to focus on. But they actually use the truck as a metaphor for the show. So the conversations that they're having during this episode is basically them, like Tim Allen, like his TV show wife asked him, so what are you gonna do next after all this? He's like, I don't know. I might pick up something new, or I might just call it quits. Like he's like having this actual conversation on screen. He's talking about truck, but he's talking about
right back.
Yeah, no problem. If he's going to continue acting anymore, and some of the actors who after the show got canceled weren't able to come back full time, so they actually make cameos going like that truck was the best time of my life, but they're talking about the show and like it's and it really hit for a second, like, oh, it's kind of cool that like they were actually able to talk so freely about their experiences on the show without having to, being cheeky and like, oh, behind the scenes, right there in character. And it was really cool to see. Because again, and
it's interesting.
It was really nice and heartwarming, and like they were like actually saying goodbye to each other on set while this was happening. It was like
in character.
Yeah, in character, like
Oh, okay.
the boss comes up and goes, "See you tomorrow," and Tim's like, "Maybe, yeah, and he goes, "Yep, I'll see you, buddy." It's like, damn,
Hmm. Yeah.
because when you work with someone for like 10, 11 years, and
You see them that often,
yeah,
and it's like becomes weird. Yeah.
yeah, and it was a nice little send off, and it just kind of makes you think about family sitcoms moving forward because a lot of them are ending. That's not ended. Modern Family after like 11 seasons, and
Mm,
this
that's true.
a lot of those shows are starting to go away because again they're on basic cable. They're easier to watch for people to consume. But now that everything is going to streaming
Mm,
predominantly, and they don't like to have shows go on that
not
long.
really. It seems like they don't last very long.
Yeah, it's like is this like the last of them, like the last of the
Mm,
show like these type of like family shows that are going to be around. Because again, like how the reboot for how I Met Your Mother, I don't know if that's going on streaming service or on the TV, but I don't know if that has a chance of doing another 9 seasons, or
mm,
has 5 seasons anymore. The times is changing,
yeah.
and I don't know if sitcoms can have that kind of run anymore moving forward. So it's pretty pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah. It seems like nothing really goes past 4 or 5 anymore.
Yeah,
And a lot of
and
it's like 2 or 3, or maybe even 1 or 2.
yeah, because again, like this was like 9 years ago when it started. Modern
Hmm.
Family was 11 years ago. It's
That's
like
crazy.
a long time, and how many shows have come and gone since then.
Yeah.
So
Especially
well,
Fox shows because they kill them after 2 episodes.
sons of bitches. Almost human.
Never forget.
Never forget. Um, but yeah, that was a good one. Next thing I saw, not so much. I didn't like it all. Your Highness. It was a
Yeah.
2000 bleh film
Remember, I hated it.
starring Dan McBride and James Franco.
Hmm.
I don't know
And
if it's
Lady Thor.
yes, Natalie Portman. I I don't know if I just like I haven't like the only one I rewatch anymore of like those guys' films of
Hmm.
Rogan and Franco and all them is The Interview. That's the only one like I've watched multiple times. I still watch.
I
I
haven't
think
seen it yet.
it's
I've only
like
watched that a couple times.
but like I haven't gone back and watched Pineapple Express. I haven't watched This Is the End. I don't really go watch movies because I don't know if just like that's just
Mm.
a comedy of penis jokes and sex jokes and suck my penis jokes. It just kind of gets boring
Mm.
after a while. And this one, it was all there except in a fancy voice with swords and magic, and
Mm.
it was just boring. I mean, it did.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
think it
kind
was
of miss Danny McBride. He hasn't really been in anything that's been all that great to me for a while.
a righteous gemstone.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm stupid for not continuing on that.
It was a damn good show. Thank you, Manny, for that one.
No problem.
Yeah, so this one is a hard pass, but if you want to watch it, because if you like James Franco and the group of guys, whatever, it's on Netflix currently. But for me, it's a hard pass. I'll never watch it again.
Same here.
And the last one I saw was Shadow in the Clouds, starring oh Chloe Grace Moretz.
Hit Girl.
Yeah, hey girl, and some other people. Some you'll know them from like TV shows or any movies, all that kind of stuff, smaller films. But
Hmm.
she is the main focus of the story. It's only an hour and 23 minutes. I was thoroughly enjoyed by this. This is a very fast-paced moving film. There's no
Hmm.
real you just settle down. It's just from the get-go, it's starting to go. There's a mystery. She kind of weasels herself onto a bomber plane in World War II. She has this mysterious box with her package, and we don't know what's inside of it. And she gets she gets on a ship, and man, those guys are a bunch of assholes. There's literally flight crew, like 6, 7 of them, and well, it's World War II, and they're misogynistic.
Hmm.
Look, so it's
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure.
Them was different times.
But like again, like from the get go, the conversations they start having, things that are going on, it moves so fast. I loved it. It has a very 80s inspired style with some of the scenes they do, and I mean even more the actual soundtrack of the film.
Hmm.
Now the twist with the box, I was kind of lukewarm on, but it doesn't slow down as much. If anything, there's more stakes involved, but um, it's fun.
Is it a thriller or like what would you categorize?
Yeah, it's a thriller slash monster movie,
Okay.
and World War II
Hmm.
airplane action.
Sounds like
Uh,
something I would watch.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, again, like I saw one channel on YouTube that I followed for a long time, Double Toast, to talk about it, and then I completely forgot about it until it popped up on Hulu when I decided to watch it. And I think if I watched this, it would have made my lower top 10 of my last of my best films from last year.
Hmm.
It um not it, it's tonally it's not the same as Greyhound with Tom Hanks, but it's in that same vein of like, hey, we know what we are, we're here, do what we gotta do, and we get out.
Like
And
be entertained for
yeah,
a quick
yeah,
little minute.
you're here to be entertained because again, it's a short movie. It's an hour 23 minutes, I think, hour 20.
Yeah.
From the actual runtime before the credits.
Mhm.
So it's in, it's out, and bada bing, bada boom. It's a good watch.
Nice.
I give it a 7. Like I said, the twist with the box, I think, brings it down like a half a score for me. But I would
Yeah.
definitely watch this again.
I'm gonna check it out. It's on Hulu, right?
Yes, Hulu.
Okay. Yeah, I need something to watch.
They don't just have life support.
Yeah.
But those are my nerd outs for the week.
All right, Senor Pagan.
Nice.
What you doing,
All right.
man?
So I got a couple. First thing I want to bring up, though, is Army of the Dead. So I finally got to watch it. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to listen to the podcast and hear what you guys thought about it. But I rated a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
It was a fresh enough take on the whole zombie story that I could appreciate it. I don't think there was anything super new in it, but I did appreciate what they were doing with it and what he was doing with it, and the little knickknacks and Easter eggs that he left around, not knowing how the story really goes or stuff like that, or where the story goes from here.
Right.
Biggest disappointment, I would probably say, if there is one, maybe Batista. He didn't have such a huge role in it. And then I think what I liked the most is that the story wasn't too bad. Like, it was still fun. I don't think the movie was a B movie like we said it was going to probably be. I didn't get that feel for it. I felt like it was a little more
Yeah.
upped than what we thought it might be. But all in all, I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Do you like Dawn better?
Yeah, hands down.
I do too. Even though I like this one. Yeah. Dawn is just so much better. Not you?
I actually like this one more. I loved it. You listen to the podcast, but basically, I love this movie.
We both gave it an 8 in it.
Yeah, like 8.2, 8.5.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fantastic. It was good comeback for him.
What was so great about it?
You're gonna have to watch the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Well,
Just mention that.
We get to it again, but I mean,
let me think.
No, never mind. I'll listen to it later.
Yeah.
Going on to the next nerd out that I got. So my neighbor kept talking about this one show on Apple TV. And kept talking about it. And I finally gave in, and I started watching it. It's called Mosquito Coast. It's on Apple TV. It stars Justin, and he has like a French name. but he's from where's he from? He is from Leftovers on HBO. He's the main cop of that show. He's from one other show, but I can't remember which one. Basically, it's about a guy who you start the story with, and he has a family, and his family is very green, like very conscious of what they spend and all that. And as the story goes on, you kind of find out that something's not right here. Like he doesn't let cell phones in the house and things like that. You find out that he's on the run. You don't exactly know why he's on the run, but he's on the run. The kids aren't in on it. They just know that they live a very weird lifestyle. The wife is in on it, and you find out the wife is super rich. It's kind of weird. But then the kids are annoying. They're running. Something finally happens where they have to leave. Yeah, and it's watchable. It's very, very watchable. My neighbor unfortunately said it was on the level of Breaking Bad and Ozark, and unfortunately it's not. Just because I'm on episode 5 and we still don't know what the guy did. So that's the kind of thing for that one. So the next one I got is another show, and this one was recommended by a couple people. It's called Banshee. Have you guys ever watched the show on HBO?
Cinemax? Comes highly recommended. I haven't watched it.
I saw the first season.
Okay.
Is this the one where like a killer tries to pretend to be a cop or something, or is that
a con that tries to be a cop? I don't know what he did, but Homelander is the main guy in it. He's the con guy, and he pretends he's a sheriff of the town, because the sheriff. Well, I'm not going to say all that part, but so far it's pretty good.
Okay.
A lot of sex in it so far. I mean, it was on Cinemax.
Skinemax.
But it's pretty. So far, it's pretty different. Like, it's enough story where I'm kind of engaged. Unlike Mosquito Coast, again, a different story. I was engaged, but then there's certain things that happen, and you're like, okay, now I don't want this. This is this is annoying. I don't want this. But you keep watching it. So
how's Homelander? Is he pretty good?
Yeah, dude. He's pretty good. I think he's better in The Boys, but he's good. If you like that actor, you'll like this show a lot.
Okay.
In it a lot. And he kind of has almost the same attitude, where he's like a dick, but not crazy, and that's where Homelander comes in. The other thing is I try to watch the Mitchells versus the Machines. Now, Frank, you talked about this before, and I probably got maybe 30 minutes in, and holy crap, the animation on this is awesome.
Yeah.
And the story was pretty good so far. I kind of got like, I think it's called Goofy's Trip, or the Goofy movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
Going on a road trip and all that. But man, this animation is so impressive.
Beautiful, man.
So impressive. It has to win. It has to win best animation, because I haven't seen anything like it so far.
Yeah.
But
the colors,
so
everything.
Good, man. So good. And so far the characters are pretty good. The mom gives me like mom from Bob's Burgers kind of feels, which is fine. The dad is Danny McBride, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The kid has this weird voice, just like who's the character? Who's the Jedi that showed up in Bad Batch at the beginning?
The kid, or which one?
The kid.
I don't know. He grows up to be Kanan, but
Kanan, that's what I'm talking about. So you got a young Kanan that's still played by Freddie Prinze Jr., and his voice is so deep, but he's a kid. That always throws me off, and it's the same thing with this kid in the Mitchells versus Machines. But I didn't finish it. I kind of like the whole Apple thing where a new system comes out and everyone's like, ooh, ah, and then it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna finish that. I'm
Pretty
kind of
funny
excited.
too. Definitely finish it. Yeah.
I just kind of watched that with Elena,
Mm-hmm.
and then when she knocks out, that's it. I turn it off.
Hmm.
So we can watch it later.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, and unfortunately this has kind of toned down a little bit, Returnal. Game is still awesome. It is super challenging. Super, super, super challenging. I finally did beat the boss, and my neighbor who let me borrow the game actually sent me something that was tweeted out by the developers of Returnal. So basically, let's see if I can read these long numbers. 5 million hours have been played, all players.
Jesus.
9.2 million deaths has happened. Enemies killed, 1,015.9 million
Oh.
enemies killed. The most player deaths caused by the first boss in the game. So the first boss in the game is the hardest boss you would ever get in anything in this game. The most popular weapon is Hollow Seeker, which is kind of like a minigun kind of thing, which is super good. I agree with that because whenever I have it, I do not want to drop it.
Do you run out of ammo for it?
You do not, but you have to. So no gun like ever runs out of ammo where you got to go pick up another gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that case, but there are stronger guns, and I try to hold on to this gun even if there's a stronger one around.
Okay.
Super great game, man. Super great game. I shared a little bit on my Twitter where I finally beat the boss. I wish it kind of recorded me because I wanted to hear what I would have said. I thought that was a feature on like PlayStation trophies or something like that.
I thought so. I don't
I
remember.
thought so it was. But super great. The second level or the second world that you visit is super hard so far. There's a couple things that came up at work that I kind of have to focus on, but I wasn't able to play the game as much. But that was a super, super hard and challenging and fun game.
So in the second world, like if you die, do you have to go all the way to the beginning of the first?
Yep. You have to begin all the way to the beginning of the first, but at that point, it's just going through the rooms again, but you have to get to the portal to get you to the second room.
So you don't have to fight the boss again?
Oh, no, you don't have to fight the boss again.
Oh, okay.
The door is there. Like, I guess you could fight him again if you wanted to, but
it's going to screw up your run, right? I mean, you're going to have a really hard time once
like you don't really need to, I don't think.
Could you, like if you die, right, in the second world, can you just kind of rush through and avoid everything in the first and get back to the second, or do you kind of force to fight? Okay.
No, you're not. In some rooms you are, but not most rooms. No.
Mm-hmm. But then you kind of aren't going to walk in with much, right? If you do that to the second world.
Well, the second world so far always gives you a little bit of health, so you can go in, and the second world is just like it starts over. So you gotta make your way, and there's always like you could normally tell when there's a bad guy, or an alien there that you got to fight. So there's always one. You just got it's always random which one it is, and hopefully you just get lucky.
Have you got any more like story breadcrumbs, or not really?
Not really.
No.
I can't say I have. There's octopus. There's tentacles that show up. Kinda. There's an astronaut that follows her. Her house that she lived in. That's it, and nothing else. Which is kind of weird.
Okay. So you haven't had too much time though to keep on.
Super fun game. Super fun game. And then yeah, I mean, it's so far you don't know what you're doing. You don't know why you crashed on that planet and what's going on. So, but yeah, that's it. That's it for my nerd outs.
Awesome.
It looks like we all had a good week of nerd stuff.
Yep.
So, you know what that means. Spoilers. We're talking about the next episode of The Bad Batch coming up right now. If you have not watched it, pause it, go watch it. It's only 25 minutes long. Come back and you can join us in our conversation. So we'll give you about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Shoot. Go away. Cool kids are staying now. So no. So Bad Batch.
Spoilers are for closers.
Right. What is this? Episode 5?
I believe 5 or 6. I can't even tell you.
I'm gonna log in right now and tell you.
I know I'm logging in.
Disney Plus.
Bum,
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 bum, bum, bum.
That's what it should say. Disney Plus.
It was episode 5. Yeah.
Okay, 5.
Moochie.
Mochi.
Did you guys like this episode?
I did.
I
More
did.
than the last.
Yep. I was disappointed after reading, because I do my little scan of the interwebs to see what Easter eggs I missed. Moochie is not the Rancor. Rancor?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Rancor?
Ran-
Rancor. That Luke Skywalker fights.
I thought it was.
Me too.
It can't be, man.
Me too. It's not. The director said that
Why
it
not?
wasn't. Even the color scheme on it is kind of different.
I
So
just figured, like, when they're younger, they're just a little different color or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
and I was disappointed in that. It
That's
kind of lost
dumb.
a little charm.
Yeah.
A little charm in this episode. And what's funny is that my neighbor and I were talking about Black Series, and he said that he had a Kenner unopened doll of him of a Rancor of Boba Fett Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool that he showed up there. Or she showed up there. But yeah, not the same one. Not the same
Well, I
one.
came into this podcast thinking it was, so I'm just going to continue thinking that.
It took it
forget
down
that
a little
director.
bit, right? It took it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like,
Oh, you didn't know, Sonny?
No, I didn't know.
Oh,
I mean,
Screw
I
that guy. He's full of shit.
I guess maybe that's a good thing. Only because this is what the extended universe of Star Wars suffered for a long time. Like, nothing just happened. Like, oh, this is just an own story. Everything was tied together.
Yeah.
Every
Like, it makes it feel small. Like everything is somehow tied back. Yeah.
like if you didn't follow the extended stuff, like some of the stories are really cool. Like, oh, that's awesome. Like one of the
Then why bother with Bib Fortuna then? Like,
Yeah.
why would you do that then? If it's not.
I don't. Again, this is to showcase more action and
Sure.
I guess try to prove Omega's not useless and make her feel like she's a
Ugh.
character.
I am so tired of her.
I don't hate her.
I don't know why you don't, because I do.
I mean, yeah.
Stop getting into trouble. Stop asking if you can do this. You're just an annoying child. Quit it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, she's a kid, and it's like
I know.
there are no cool kids in these assholes or annoying as
They're all
shit.
annoying as hell.
That's why they all got dead in part 3. Just like,
Dang, that was just brutal.
but yeah, I mean, I guess the fact is it is a longer series than, like, not 6 or 8 episodes. There's going to be a good number of filler because
Yeah.
I'm convinced that they picked the Bad Batch to be in this series. It was the easiest transition to go from, again, I think I said it last week, from the Republic to the Empire, and they just fit perfectly. So they said, hey, let's just build a show around them because it's just easier, and they're already there. It's already made to go. They don't have to make up something brand new.
Yeah, and people already like these characters.
Yeah. I'm still
But they don't
her.
like Omega, so stop it.
Well,
Omega.
yeah, Omega. I'm still enjoying the characters.
Yeah, I am.
Rek complained about his head again, so
Yes. Yeah, bang in the head again.
building up to something. Hopefully, it's not useless.
It was fun though when he was fighting the Rancor. He's like punching it in the head and like trying to wrestle with it.
He was like,
That was funny.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I'll do that.
And I like that he doesn't actually beat it. They just both get tired.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Screw it,
They
but
got
you
swinging
win.
at each other. And he just jumps on his back. He's like, all right, I think I won.
Um,
Yeah, I am
yeah,
enjoying it, but it's just like I wish that if they could at least say this is going to be 3 seasons or something, then I would just shut up and be like, okay, it's fine if you guys are taking this long to get to something.
yeah. Again, it's only 25 minutes long.
I know it's like
We're,
it's too
we're,
damn
we're
short
in and
for a
out
week
really.
wait.
But yes, I do agree with you guys that this was a better episode than last week's episode. I thought the pacing was better. Everything was
Mhm.
cooler. Because
Fun.
if you go on Disney Plus and they like on the top bar shows like new episode this and that, and I was like that looks like Tatooine. That's it. I quit. I hate this fucking place. It always do the
Always
shit.
Tatooine.
Luckily, it wasn't. So I was happy on that.
It's Ord Mandel, right?
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
shows kind of brought back memories because I always enjoyed Shadows of the Empire game.
yes,
And there's like a mission where you go here. I guess it's more like a junk planet or something.
it's a planet.
Something like that.
Just like most Star Wars planets, they're just.
But I mean, you could have easily called it Tatooine and nobody would have known the difference. So
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was.
yeah,
It's too much damn desert. I don't. They gotta stop with deserts. They gotta stop it.
there's only so many planets. There's a swamp.
I mean,
there's a desert,
go to,
and there's ice.
go to a forest or something. Jesus, or go
And
to
they're all so extreme. Like the whole thing is ice. The whole thing is swamp. The whole thing's fucking desert. It's like, these are miserable planets, man. Who the hell wants to live on these planets?
I don't know. It's terrible.
This one's all lava, guys.
Oh, man. But I want to see what
The guy with the breathing problem lives there.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
One place is nothing but high ground. It's. I want to see. I want them to bring back Crosshairs in the next episode. Maybe.
Yeah, he's been in the back burner for a while.
I want them to do just Crosshairs with the Empire, like no Bad Batch, no Omega, just Crosshair and the Empire.
I'll be down for that.
So that's what I'm hoping
Mhm.
next week, because they got to bring them back. They got to start bringing that back into the fold.
Yeah. Well, they kind of like mentioned him a little. They're just like, oh, here, use this communicator because I guess you don't need it.
Yeah.
What if he can patch into it because he remembers how or something? That might be something.
He's smart. He's a smart cookie. He can figure it out. What was I say? We're still in the point in the story too, where the Bad Batch are just trying to get by.
Mm-hmm.
They're
why are we being hunted? Or who's this pioneer?
Yeah, and they're still looking for contacts and stuff. They're still trying to get the lay of the land.
But you can't get any info unless you go do this quest, fetch quest
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah,
It's like, God, Jesus, not this again.
you got to kill 5 frat moles and grab the sword and bring it back, and I'll tell you where it is. But yeah, still fun. It's
No, that was great. I had a fun time.
yeah, I mean, the animation is still great. The action. I just need some more story. Luckily, for us, and for probably the sake of our audience as well, Loki starts June 3rd. So we'll be able to talk about that and the Bad Batch.
That's crazy.
Is it June 3rd or June 9th?
I thought it was 3rd. I could be wrong, but we can cross check my facts real
I'm
quick.
kind of surprised they didn't wait, because I don't want this to take away from that.
I do.
I don't want them to like
not take away.
June 9th.
I don't want people to be like, oh, forget Bad Batch. I don't know. June 9th. Okay.
So about 2 weeks. So we'll have one more week of just.
I can't believe that's coming out already.
I still can't believe it's a show.
And it's on a Wednesday. That's crazy.
Oh, it is on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Doing.
Well, Lady Sif is gonna be back, which I guess they never showed what happened to her, right?
No.
Like they didn't show her explicitly dying from when Hela was on Asgard, and I think the Warriors 3 or no,
Or it could be back
they were
when
killed already.
Asgard
I think.
wasn't
Yeah,
killing.
she was never. Was she even shown in 3?
I don't even know.
I can't remember.
Oh, because the other one
Fun.
died
Owen
like.
Wilson's in this. That's why.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! You're an Asgardian. Oh wow!
Oh wow!
That's what. Oh, you're still alive. Oh wow!
Wow!
This is Loki. Oh wow!
Wow. That's gonna be my text message. Wow!
That'll be our whole freaking. Oh, maybe he's that little coin character, or no, the little clock character.
Wow!
No, he's not actually. He's on the cover of the poster. He's not the little clock.
Not the clock.
It'd be
Sorry.
funny if the little clock walks around and says, "Oh wow, Loki, you're in a different time." Oh wow. He's basically like Cowley, but he's a little clock.
So we got that to look forward to.
Oh wow! That's really surprised. They go, oh, that's a good thing. Because there he is. Oh
Too
wow!
much
7
fun.
projects.
Wow!
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 What are you working on?
Guy's like the richest wow man ever.
um, yeah. So we got to look forward to. I think I got a little. Oh wow! Man.
Maybe the first episode will do like how many wows out of wow do you rate this?
Stupid.
This episode.
Wow!
Dude, 6 oh wow out of 10 oh wow.
Let's call it
Right?
the episode. Thanks, guys.
Wow!
Wow!
Well, you can
Just
follow us on.
devolved into oh wow.
You can follow us on.
All
Facebook.
right, let's go back to Bad Batch.
So you can
Um,
follow us on
I
ohwow.com.
don't know what to talk about
Our
because the
Twitter
wow
is
taking over.
at ohwow.
So Bad Batch, you kind of see that since they're so desperate with money, that they actually might become bounty hunters. You guys think that's the route they're gonna probably take?
No, I didn't even pick up on that.
Really? Okay.
Maybe I wasn't paying as much attention as you.
Maybe not bounty hunters, mercenaries, or guns for hire. Because I mean, two different jobs, but they would definitely work well as, hey, I need a team to protect my stuff or to get my stuff or to get this person back. They can definitely be that.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be really cool to see them be bounty hunters, and then like season 2 can be about them just doing bounty hunter shit, and that'd be kind of cool.
Are they doing a season 2 or is that not confirmed yet?
Nothing confirmed as far as I'm aware, but if it does well and toys sell, of course they're going to make more. It is going to be interesting where they fit into the world in general, and it's leaning towards bounty hunter, mercenary. It's just maybe they just become hermits and hide away until a show or
That would be
Mandalorian.
pretty lame of them to do.
They're not
Yeah, they need to let us know what's going on here.
something. Yeah.
But it's still fun. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it.
True. It is still fun for the most part.
It is super fun.
Yeah, it is definitely a lighter Star Wars show. Not much
Mm-hmm.
depth to it, I guess. It's just
I guess part of it is that
that shit.
the worst thing that could have happened already happened. So it's like the stakes are kind of like, well, it's just what's going to happen to these guys, not really the fate of the galaxy at stake.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it's kind of nice.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Story
saying.
needs to be. Yeah, now our story needs to be. We have to defeat the evil Lord before all this shit happens, and we all lose our freedom. But we still need a story.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Manny? Before I interrupt you.
No, I mean a little bit about the same thing, man. Like it is a fun show. It's kind of lighthearted. I mean, it's not like Mando where, I mean, we're on the edge of our seat every single time because each episode needs to be part of the story because there's only 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm still having fun with it. I like these little throw-ins. Unfortunately, Moochie is not the one that Luke kills, but it is what it is.
That's a mistake.
I like these little throw-ins, and that's what I want more. Which is kind of sucks because it kind of sucks, and then it's a good thing because the original trilogy is so strong and so beloved that that's the spine of this whole thing. And if it keeps going back to the spine and to the back of it, I mean, I guess it's okay because the trilogy, the new trilogy, try to go a different route. Now, granted, even JJ has admitted that. I mean, there should have been a better plan,
or a plan.
it just kind of stinks at how it turned out to be. So as long as we keep going back to the source and kind of reference it, I like it. But I also am sad that Star Wars can't start a new limb and like just kind of branch out on it. It all has to revert back to the basis of the story, to the actual good story in Star Wars. A lot of
to
it
somewhere where we don't know anyone, right, or any storyline, or
that's what I'm
completely
disappointed. Yeah, that's what I'm disappointed that it doesn't get to. That it doesn't introduce more more characters. I guess when you did Clone Wars, that was a different limb because then that grew out the prequels and all that, and the prequels started growing more popular. That I think they're still pretty good now. I think they're actually better than what they were before, and that's because of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So far, we only got a back and we got an arm. That's it. We don't got anything else, which kind of stinks. I'm hoping the what's the new one, the High Republic or the New Republic? I forgot what it's called. That book that's out, like that new comic book series or that new short story series. I forgot what it is, man. But it's set in the High Republic days. So like back in the New Republic days, like way in the beginning, like Yoda's young. So
I think it's like around the Sith Wars, right?
or
Could
starting.
be.
Yeah,
that could be interesting. Like it's old enough to where nobody's really around except maybe an old character like Yoda who's very young and he's very different.
Yeah, and it could be different enough. Like, granted, it touches back the original story and the original characters, but I mean, if that's just kind of like the guiding light, as long as that grows into something else.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jesus, you go that far back, it basically opens up a whole new world because there's so much that's not even touched on. Like we know that Yoda is around because he's old as hell, but everyone else, I think, in the prequels and the original trilogy, I don't even think I think their parents aren't even born yet. Their parents aren't even born yet.
Yeah.
This is and I mean like they can even if they wanted to, they could do a spin-off of the Mandalorian and kind of touch upon like the Mandalore when it was at its peak, because back then like they're like the most fiercest things in the world. You know, the only thing that they feared more than the Sith were the Mandalorians because they didn't go toe to toe with them in a fight. So it opens up a lot of possibilities, and we can dive into the Sith and how the Rule 2 came about. We can how the dark side came about, and that's never been touched upon. We know we hear a story of Palpatine talks about this man could bring people back to life and all this kind of stuff, but so this like that stuff if they do it right is basically a whole new start to Star Wars. Where you can bring in brand new fans, but then they don't really have to tie to anything. This is like a brand new thing.
Maybe all the shows that they had on the docket are trying to do that, like kind of the way MCU has a spy movie, they have a horror movie, they have a heist, they have a this, they have a that. Maybe all these shows are trying to be different and then trying to find what the next hot thing is. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, like in the Mandalorian, like the Ahsoka's episode was like a samurai film
Yeah.
Mando in general is like a western.
Mhm.
Bad,
Yep.
Bad Batch is more of a lighthearted, fun show. So like
Yeah.
you can like again like if they can start doing what Marvel did of having these different S type of films, man,
Yeah.
they can have breathe new life. Because again, the main movies have pissed me off, and some of the other choices done. But Mando has really saved
Oh
that.
man, so good.
Um,
I know Favreau kept mentioning how George was influenced by like samurai and westerns too. So
Yep.
he kind of took that and applied it to Mando, which obviously has worked.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy thing that people at Disney and Fox or Disney and Marvel, or Disney and Lucasfilm side of stuff realize you give shit to people who know what they're doing and love the product, you get something amazing out of it.
Yeah.
But no, I hate those movies.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we'll see what episode 4 brings us next week.
You mean 6?
Sorry, 6. My bad. I guess I'm loose in my head apparently.
There's gonna be 13, right?
I don't know.
I believe that we're going off of what you said, Frank. We're gonna go off what you said. You did a little research. You're like, yeah, I think by the time it ends, it's like on this date, and that equals about 13 episodes. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
take your word on it, or we'll cover you in tar and feather
Okay.
into shame, shame, shame. But that's
See,
it, guys.
that is it.
Yeah, unless you guys have any last minute things you want to throw in about the episode or Star Wars in general.
Wikipedia says 16 episodes.
Jesus,
That is weird.
sweet baby crackers.
No wonder they're not going to wait to start Loki, because they'd be waiting like freaking 4 months.
Yeah, wait forever.
That is crazy.
My God.
That makes so much more sense because all these they have so much time still.
Yeah, it's a lot of padding in the. So, yeah, I like I said, if you guys have any last minute things you want to throw in about the episode or Star Wars in general before we sign off.
Nope.
I think I'm good.
You can catch us at YouTube if you want to watch the video portion of this podcast. Type in Three Nerds on a Sunday. We wish to listen to the audio version of this podcast. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any podcasting app of your choice. If you want to follow us on Facebook, don't have to, but it'd be cool if you did. That's when we'll drop the news when the newest episode of Three Nerds on a Sunday is out. Always on Sundays. Times may vary, but always on Sunday. Follow us on Instagram as well. Work has been crazy the past 3 weeks, so I haven't been active on there as much. I do post when new episodes up, and if I can post other things, I'll do that as well. So give us a follow, Three Nerds on a Sunday. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. We don't have Joe Rogan numbers, but we have numbers, and we do appreciate that. So tune in next time, and hopefully you enjoy. So bye.
Bye-bye.